Hi there, and welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show, where I share the tools that you want, we need, and we desire to have the life that we want to achieve. I love your comments. You know that. When you make comments and I read them, it's like we're sitting in the living room together having a conversation. From the episode, Find Possibilities by Shifting Your Energy, Angel, you wrote, I have decided to act now. I've been watching you as well as others, and I've decided to act. You go on to say, quote, I invite everyone, capital everyone, to watch me use these teachings to go from 6-figure debt to 7-8-figure freedom and positively impact the lives in the process. Angel, you go on to say, Lisa, sis, save this comment. It's going to be proof of my beginning. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your story. Now, I'm going to show the world how this info works in action. Light and love to you. Oh my God, Angel, you make my day. You make my day. I will continue to pour into you. You continue to stay in action. And I want to witness your transformation. And then we both can sing it from the mountaintop, girl. And then from the show, How to Stay Positive in a Negative Environment, Yannick. Now, Yannick, you said something so wonderful. You started out your comment with gasp, OMG, 6 exclamation points. I have to catch my breath after that one. There were so many quotes and words that I can choose as a standout for me. Hashtag BOL, this is one of them, quote unquote. If I just have to bet on someone, I choose me. I am a good bet. You said, I love it, Lisa. I've never heard anything like it. This video was so juicy, I was glued. You opened my eyes so much wider than they have ever been. So many things you said hit home with me, Lisa. It just brought me to tears of joy, excitement, and enlightenment. Yannick, there's more to come, my brother. There's so much for you. And when you wake up like this, the beautiful thing is when you wake up like this to this conversation, there's no more going back to sleep. Now, here's what I want to tell you. Keep your comments coming. Remember, this is a dialogue. It's not a monologue. I love hearing from you. Your comments fuel me to keep providing you good and hopefully great content. You know, when people shut down when you're trying to help, it's not because they don't want or don't need the help. That's what's important, is to have an expanded version of empathy while not becoming codependent or a rescuer. When someone shuts down every time you're trying to help, it's not necessarily because they don't want or need the help. It's more that they're afraid of what could come out. They're afraid of what could come out if they opened up. See, people have a tendency to not want to address emotions that they don't know if they can manage. They don't want to go into the level of anger that they have. They don't want to go into the level of sadness or grief that they have. They don't want to go into the level of confusion, because in those emotions, if they don't know how to get out, how to navigate themselves through the feeling, all of a sudden there's a sense of feeling powerless or out of control. And none of us wants to feel out of control. So when you find yourself in a conversation and you're looking to help someone and they keep shutting down, here are some techniques to do. Before you start the conversation, set your intention with them. My intention is that we can have a conversation that leaves you feeling more powerful, that leaves you feeling heard, that leaves you feeling a greater sense of peace of mind. Is that something that you would like? Get their buy-in to the end result. Here's the key. Get their buy-in to the end result of the conversation. See, people don't want to delve into a conversation when they don't know where it's going to go. They don't know how it's going to end. They don't know if it's going to explode, if there's going to be brain splatter on the ceiling, or if they're going to leave it being hurt. People don't want to risk their heart. They don't want to risk their stability. They don't want to risk control. So when you go into a conversation with someone and they have a tendency to shut down, go into the conversation and say, here's what I would love to happen on the other side of this conversation. By the time we finish, By the time we finish, I want you to feel heard. I want you to feel encouraged. I want you to have a greater sense of peace of mind. I want us to be on the same page. Is that something that you can buy into? Is that something that you will be willing to help me create with us? And get them to buy into the other side. Most of the time we come in and say, I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. I don't want to, well, all that's contracting. All of that builds angst. Go in and set an intention. Get them to buy into the intention. And that'll keep them open a little longer. And remember, relationships, conversations, people, we're like onions. There's layers to us. You're not going to get to the core of me in one penetrating conversation. I may give you one layer. Your job is to be consistent, to be resilient. Your job is to have an expanded sense of empathy and compassion for me as I learn how to express. Your job is to help make it emotionally safe for me to open up. So often people open up, they talk, they share, and then they experience the repercussions of opening up. All of a sudden something is said, they're reminded of something later, and it doesn't feel good. So make it safe. Remember, this show is not just a monologue. It's a dialogue. It's a dynamic, delicious conversation between you and I. And that means I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know, what's your biggest lesson? How can you now craft a conversation with someone that you've possibly been avoiding talking to or avoiding having that conversation? What techniques, what tools did you learn just in these last few minutes that says, oh my God, because you know the relationships in your life are the most important things to you. It's not the car you drive, it's not the house you live in, it's not the job you have, it's the relationships in your life. So what did you learn? What can you do differently with your child? This is not just with adults and siblings and romantic interest or husbands or wives. This is your children as well. Leave me a comment below. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. What are you waiting on? And always look out for more content, more communication, more lessons, more ways where you can stand on the mountaintop of your life and not in the valley of a circumstance. I'm your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And every single time that I say I love you and I believe in you, it's because I do. I can't wait to see you next time. See you soon.